We're back, people, and today we're bringing a film on Benito Jones, Miami Dolphins defensive tackle that they added in free agency. Just recorded this video, but I realized that I was muted, so it didn't pick up any audio. So here we are. Out of the defensive tackles, they added around the vet minimum, which was pretty much all of them. I think Jones is probably my favorite to watch on the film. He played significant snaps last season for the Lions as a 0-to-1 technique. Liked watching him. He's definitely better as a run defender than a pass rusher. More consistent than players like Gallimore, who they brought on. He does a good job getting control of the point of attack, understanding his primary gap responsibility. He has heavy hands, some good power there. He can struggle versus double teams, especially when they attack his low hip. I don't think he has the greatest core strength or balance, and he can get knocked off balance at times and fall to the ground when he gets kind of caught off guard, which I think can be trouble to him. But he can play as that 0-to-1, play as a two-gapper, get control at the point of attack, sort of stack, shed, get his primary gap responsibility, has a good understanding of that, good recognition skills. Here's definitely his best pass rushing rep, one-on-one, which is a little more of them sliding to the side. It's his one sack on the season. He recognizes that it's going to be a pass here. They're working play action, recognizes it pretty quickly, feels the flow of this, so then he hits a nice club swim over the top, gets both hands to the back. Once you do this, you want to get your hand to the back. That's when you've won. And he does it on both sides of both offensive linemen, who's able to split this double team and work up field, showing some fluidity as well. He has some good short area quickness. Other than that, I wouldn't say he's the greatest athlete, really stand out in that area, but it is nice to see him get active. He does play with a high motor to get after the quarterback, and I think depending on how the draft goes, they don't add a defensive tackle pretty high. He has a chance to start for the Dolphins, and even with that, I think he'll play some significant snaps as a role player. Like him better versus the run, especially when he gets these one-on-one opportunities versus centers. He can create push, create displacement, reset the line of scrimmage, get control here at the point of attack for your primary gap responsibility. He does a good job playing with leverage here. He wins his one-on-ones pretty well. Good hand placement into the chest, picks this guy up, good base the whole time, and now able to push this back into the running back, make a play in the backfield. Really only gives up space when he's getting double teamed, which can be the problem, but when he just truly gets these one-on-ones, he's just primary gap responsibility, meets him, create that push back into the quarterback, and now you're in a position to where you can get your head across to get to this gap, but also peel back off to the secondary if he makes that cutback. Just really good, solid player at that two-gapping spot when he's facing those one-on-one opportunities, and then gets off, makes the tackle on the running back. Pretty nice play to reset the line of scrimmage, get out of this, plays with good base, plays with pretty good technique overall from combining everything up top to the bottom, and then has the good vision to see things. Feel he's pretty solid instinctually. There's a reason though, why these players are going pretty close to vet minimum. He is a little bit limited athletically. More of I would say an early down player versus the run. Not going to play too much as a pass rusher. I mean, he'll definitely see his opportunities. Those will happen. But I see him more as a run defender, get control at the point of attack. Here, responsible for that A-gap, gets down, gets that right hand into the chest of this defender. Now he's just in complete control of this. Once he sees Bijan trying to cut this back, push your guy into that running lane to constrict it, so he runs into the back of his offensive lineman. Good stuff, playing and winning at the point of attack versus offensive linemen in one-on-ones, but doing it in kind of different ways versus different run concepts, which I think is important. But yeah, Jones has his struggles, has his weaknesses, as you'll see, versus the double teams, or when he gets caught off guard from the side, he can definitely end up on the ground. I think he ended up on the ground a little too often, more than I would like. And then yeah, not a ton of pass rushing wins overall, but he does a good job. This is one of my favorite plays actually, because here he's a 4-eye, so almost slight inside shade of the tackle, able to get across, recognize the double team, but so then he attacks 64. When you're gonna get double teamed, this is how he beats double teams typically, is by attacking one of them singular. Right tackle does a really poor job attacking his low hip. He just goes high, so he's able to just get his one-on-one, and now once he's in a position he likes, he gets control and then finds a quarterback and still able to work across the face of 64 to make a play at the line of scrimmage. This is a really impressive play, actually, to get all the way across 64's hat here. Really, really impressive. Show some lateral agility to get down there, make a play. Good processing of what's happening. Good decision-making in the moment to take your one-on-ones. Really, really nice. And then here's another solid pass rushing up where he gets a true one-on-one. You don't always get a lot of true one-on-ones like this as a defensive tackle, with the slidings to the left or the right, depending, and then sometimes there's tight end shipping on his side. But when you got one-on-one as a defensive tackle, like versus that guard, you got a chance, because he doesn't play a ton of 3-tech, and usually the 3-techs are the ones that get it. So then here, as a 3-tech, you can see the heavy hands lead him like that power to move this guy off balance. And once he gets there, long arm, open up his hips. Clearly at least rushes with a plan, and he's a pretty high energy player, which I like to see as a pass rusher. Maybe he can be a little more consistent with what his moves are trying to be, but kind of like tries to swipe down there and then long arm, which is good. Into that chest, create that space, you open him up. You can see the power behind like each punch too, each stab with that. And then combines it with his footwork pretty well here too, which is a good thing. If you look at his lower half, combining the hands with the feet, create that space, open it up, then get a nice hit on the quarterback without finishing through, which is important, showing some solid football awareness in those situations. Another good play. This one's really good as a zero, as a nose. Recognize the flow of this play instantly. Get out of that stance. They're flowing to the left here. The center gets out of stance super quick. So then he goes with it right away, so he can just square this guy up, take him on one-on-one without this guard really getting a chance to truly, attack him on that low hip to move him and then climb. So by him doing that, he's able, the right guard kind of, isn't able to get exactly what he wants. He's late to this. So that means he's going to be late to climb into the second level. And now that Jones is flowed with the play, he sees that he's probably going to cut back here. So he anticipates that, sheds the offensive lineman, goes over the top, and then is able to still stay square the whole time in the line of scrimmage, and then meet that guy, get control of your primary gap responsibility, and then peel off to your secondary to make a play. This is a really well-executed play from Benito Jones. Really like what I saw here from him. And then this is kind of the play where he, a negative of his weakness, just getting caught off balance. I think when he's not able to truly square someone up, like I think he's going to take on the center here, but the center ends up pulling, so he gets caught off guard. Not a great base. And I think when he gets, caught in the side like this and he's not prepared, he doesn't have the greatest core strength and balance to recover, which then, will put him in a situation like this. Just wish he could have stayed on his feet a tiny bit more at times. And then this will also happen when he faces like true combos and he gets like pushed down and they actually play with good leverage and the offensive lineman actually give a good attempt at a combo block. He can find himself in some struggle situations. But yeah, when he gets his one-on-ones like this, he does a good job of basically, forklifting the center up, getting control at the point of attack, good hand placement. He'll play with good base. He'll extend. He has the eyes to, find him. And then once he sees his running back's going to work to this gap, he's got control of here. He's going to throw him to the side here, meet this guy there. Really nice job. Kind of basically ends up running into his own offensive lineman because Jones is just doing a good job winning his one-on-ones in the middle of the line. That's why I kind of like him. I don't think he should be like a starter playing a bunch of snaps, but I think as as a role player rotating in, don't mind him on early downs playing versus the run. There's definitely some stuff to work here. Like you still need to upgrade that defensive tackle room, but I think out of the guys they've added, Jones was probably my favorite on the film. This is another pretty solid rep. Bracing for this double team. This is where he can win versus double teams, but it's more of him really attacking the one guy. He sees that the guard's trying to come to him, and he's able to dip that shoulder underneath and bring that knee low and kind of like anchor versus hit and not get attacked to the low hip. The left guard just plays with too high of leverage here. If he attacks lower, Jones would have got moved out of the way, but he's still able to get his one-on-one like he wanted, and now able to get back, peek to the running back, see that he might work into this hole. He's prepared to come off of it, and then once he works back into the other gap, he peels off, helps make the tackle. Also, from him avoiding the left guard pretty cleanly here off the initial, he's not able to climb instantly, so he's a tad bit late to get to the linebacker, which helps, and the linebacker's able to fill in, make a play. Also, thing like, hopefully this video is not muted, and this actually goes through and works. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, please subscribe.